What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about Obsession in this video here today. So this will be my review for Obsession, which is written and directed by Curry Barker. It is starring Michael Johnston, Indy Navarrete, Cooper Tomlinson, and Megan Lawless. So after breaking the mysterious Wish Willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers that some desires come at a dark, sinister price. Now, Obsession is my kind of romance film, and I'm sure a lot of you who watched it tonight or have watched it this weekend will agree. A thought-provoking examination of one person's desires disrespecting another person's freedom. Hands down the best horror movie I have seen this year. Sorry, Faces of Death. Faces of Death is now in second place. A film drenched in so much tension that seeing the end credits made me crack a smile because I was like, finally, I am free from this. I spoke too soon about Dacre Montgomery giving my favorite horror performance this year because Indy Navarrete has set a new bar. Do yourself a favor and check this one out in theaters as soon as possible if you didn't already tonight. The film centers on this guy named Bear. He's awkward, lacks confidence, got a few friends, Ian, Sarah, and Nikki. They all work at this music shop or something. Bear desperately wants more than friendship with Nikki though, but he doesn't know how to share this with her in a way that isn't cringy or oozing with cowardice. He decides to make a very dangerous wish that forces Nikki to love him more than anything in the world, and all hell breaks loose from there. This film 100% reminded me of that Buffy episode from season 2 where Xander did that love spell with Amy to make Cordelia love him, but instead every woman in Sunnydale loved him on sight instead. Anyway, Barker does a fantastic job setting up Bear. We spend enough time with him and get to experience how odd he is compared to his more outgoing friends. The dialogue between everyone always feels genuine and enhances their dynamics. I wouldn't say I liked Bear while getting to know him, but I was rooting for him to grow a pair and felt bad for him. He's very relatable because we've all had at least one crush that got us tongue-tied, activated word vomit, got us overthinking, and just crushing so hard that it interferes with your logic. Bear's exchanges with Nikki prior to his wish are so accurate for what that can feel like that it was impossible not to feel sorry for the guy. All of it was giving inexperienced first crush behavior. After a night at a bar, Bear gives Nikki a ride home and completely fumbles every chance to tell her how he feels. He gives the cringe setup lines like, "There's something I gotta tell you," and says the most inappropriate things in an effort to be funny. So job well done on setting up our protagonist, Barker, because this dude is down bad. Once Bear makes his eternal wish, Obsession becomes an almost unbearable experience to get through in the best way possible. Nikki's behavior goes from sweet and friendly to "I'm gonna stand in corners and watch you sleep because it's cute," or "I'm gonna scream at you if you try to leave me in bed alone," taping the doors shut so it's almost impossible for you to go to work in the morning. Saying all this out loud might have a few of you laughing, but Nikki is no laughing matter, nor is she something to play with. All of this is some of the scariest things you could experience in a relationship, which is why Obsession is such a terrifying gem of a movie. Barker is very skilled at inserting off-putting humor when your anxiety is at an all-time high. Nikki Smith's Grove-like behavior makes every decision from Bear a reason to be on edge as a viewer. However, Barker takes great pleasure in putting us through these uncomfortable situations and then going, "Just kidding." For example, Nikki's watching you while you sleep behavior culminates in her just doing the most normal thing after acting like a complete lunatic. Bear's decision making is a bit jarring at times though, I will say that, but never to a point where it kills the overall immersion. I want to forgive it mostly because I think it's almost intentional, stupid decision making to reinforce how selfish he is for doing this to Nikki. Indy is a wonderful actress. Indy plays Nikki in the film. I've not seen her work before, but now I want to watch everything that she's done. Honestly, the shift from the Nikki we meet and what we get for over 30 minutes is some of the best range I've seen in ages. A lot of the deeply unsettling nature in Obsession can be found in the brilliance of how she delivers her lines and the unhinged facial expressions. When she shouts the word "stay" during this one bed sequence, I had absolute chills down my spine. You're disturbed but equally attached to her as well because she didn't ask for any of this, which makes the final moments so heartbreaking. Michael Johnston 100% nailed the awkward nature of Bear. Everyone was fantastic, I would say, in the cast, but Indy needs some Oscar nominations. I'm not even joking. They snubbed Naomi Scott. Do not dub this woman. She absolutely crushed it. She gave a phenomenal performance. Barker uses a lot of static zoom shots in this film to maximize tension and highlight how introverted Bear is compared to his friends. Brilliant lighting choices throughout as well when it comes to Nikki. Shots of her are blurred at times, or she's kept in shadows to separate her from everyone else, not suffering from Bear's wish. Excellent pacing, and the blocking in this movie is insane. Some of the best blocking I have seen in quite a while. Most of it is found during scenes that happen at Bear's place, to my memory. I'd argue what keeps you invested in Obsession is how technically strong it is from a pure craftsmanship perspective. This idea of it being the scariest movie and all that hoopla is hogwash to someone like me, and probably some of you listening who have seen way too many horror movies, but this is 100% a good movie that is worth seeing in theaters. Best example of be careful what you wish for we've had in quite a while, and Obsession tackles a lot of important dating issues without lecturing the audience. So if Curry Barker is delivering stuff like this, I'd say let him take a crack at whatever he wants. Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which we know he's working on. But Obsession is an absolute banger of a movie. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you can never miss a video. In the description, I'll have links to all of my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there, of course, to let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.